Come on, you guys. Let's go. Let's go. We find ourselves in 2 consecutive finals under Enzo Maresca, and it's really starting to feel like we might be cooking up some spectacular scenes, some incredible meals at Chelsea Football Club, and we can thank our new star signing. The guy I've been praising, I've been wanting to see at my football club for years, in Joao Pedro, the type of quality we've been missing out on these last few seasons. Chelsea fans, could Joao Pedro become our new striker savior? Share your thoughts and opinions on that. But at the moment, we find ourselves in another final, a final in which not only are we just bagging honours and just having more clout in the game, but there's a chance that we could bag 100 million, 100 million so far with our tournament earnings. I think we've earned around like 88 million pounds, which is absolutely spectacular, I have to say. But you know what? I think maybe the only slight, tiny sour thing to just get out the way first, you guys, is just like the little incident with Caicedo at the end. Now, you know what? I'm glad that he was able to like walk off, walk off the field a little bit. I'm sure his ankle is like stiffening up as we speak. But, you know, when he got a final, probably, I'd imagine against Real Madrid or maybe Paris Saint-Germain coming up, yeah? You need Moises in a final like that. You need him fully fit and firing. He gives us the possibility to maybe try and bag this. That is how good this guy is, yeah? So I'm sorry if I'm being a bit too melodramatic, but honestly, man, he has just become that vital for us. And I think Moises is nearly close to being one of those guys that gets into any team in world football. So I'm hoping, I'm praying, final later this weekend. There's enough recovery, there's enough time for this guy to come back fully fit and fresh and firing, yeah, because, bro, we need this guy. We need him a lot. But that's the only little sour note to get out the way. Outside of that, man, it was a very good team performance. And I think after seeing how we've been approaching this tournament, it's making me personally feel like I'm going to be quite confident about what we do in Europe. I'm not here to say that we're going to win the Champions League, but I feel like we're going to be in the Champions League to compete. And that gives me a lot of confidence. And I say this because of how we're playing. Some of the adaptations we're seeing from Enzo Maresca. I'm loving this 3-1-6 style system because I think I've said so many times, and I make this point all the time, if you guys watch my watch along streams, I'm always complaining about the fact that we seem to lack an additional man out wide. Too often, once we found the ball in those wide areas, our wingers will progress up the field. 8 times out of 10, they're playing the pass backwards because there is no one close to them to do any wide rotations or anything like that. And I felt like it would just make our game too static. It would make our game too stagnant. And I'm glad that this is clearly something that Maresca was never going to be happy with long term. He's used this tournament as the possibility now to bring adaptations. I'm sure he's doing this in time too for the new players he is set to work with before the season starts. And it's given us a lot of freshness. If you guys are noticing little details, how often are you seeing players attempting shots outside the box? How often did you used to see that before? Fluminense. I'll give these guys credit near the end. I need to praise my team first. Let's get it right. But they did defend quite well at times. I just felt like with how we played, how we moved the ball left to right, how we opened their positioning up, how we stretched their lines, how we pinned their wingbacks back quite a lot of times. We probed and we asked questions of Fluminense, and we passed that test time and time again. And honestly, with this performance we saw today, this could have been 3 or 4-0. And I'd probably say this was our best performance in the entire Club World Cup, and I love the fact that the performance levels are rising and rising as we are progressing deeper in the tournament, and it'll be incredibly fitting if we can beat one of the super teams in the final and really make an announcement about this is Chelsea Football Club. Europe now, pay attention. There's projects, these players, they're coming to life right now, and there's big moments and opportunities here. But you know what? There's tons to discuss about this game, but I want to talk about the star man, the superior player of the match, and that is Joao Pedro. Because if you guys know me, man, if you guys know me, I've said for a long time, I've said for a while, This is a player I wanted to see at Chelsea Football Club. I showed you guys a tweet from 2 years ago. If we can't get Osimhen, bring in Joao Pedro. I've watched this guy. Well, I was put onto him during his time at Watford. I then watched him at Brighton. I watched all of Brighton's Europa League games as well too. I've always kind of appreciated what Brighton do, hence why, I'm a football nerd. I'm working on my laptop all the time. There's always a game on. I've got 2 screens in my office. There's always games on time and time again. And Joao Pedro was just someone that immediately signified to me, wow, pay attention to this guy. There's levels to unlock from this guy, yeah. And the fact that he's playing for us, I feel so validated, because for me, yeah, a guy I've invested in, the fan base can now see what I'm seeing right now. I mean, the goal he took here, spectacular, world-class strike to break the deadlock. We needed a goal like that against a resolute Fluminense team. You get the first goal like that, you change the entire complexion of the game. And Joao Pedro, look at the way he takes that touch. Perfect. The top players make it look effortless. That first touch brings control. It brings control for his next movements. Look how he sets his body up for the strike then. The power, the way he's got control on his hips too. The swing's not too far. And the way the ball dips, world-class strike that the keeper had no chance to save in hell. And obviously for the next strike, you guys, this was another spectacular one as well. Bro, how long have I been waiting to see a Chelsea striker that can lead a transition moment or counter-attack, but has the quality, has the confidence, has the shooting mechanics and technique to take strikes for himself and make moments happen for himself. It's been a long time, man. I've been wanting to see this for time. And Joao Pedro made it look incredibly easy against his former team in Fluminense. Look how he just slows his marker down. Little light touches and steps just to try and create the shot. If this is Nico Jackson, I'll get onto this guy later on. He's looking to come inside to try and square a teammate, or he's taking a tame effort on goal. But Joao Pedro has the confidence behind him. I don't know if it's the confidence you get playing against your former team, where it's like, you know what? I don't have my heart in it the same way because I respect these guys. Let me just attempt things. If they come off, then hey, I can't feel too guilty if I succeed in them, right? But look how he just shifts his body weight then to get ready to open the strike up, because this moment here just communicates to me that he had his eyes set on goal the entire time. He had the confidence in himself to do that. And I think for players who want to be stars, for the top players, these are the moments they produce for themselves and produce for the team. And the power he generates from that, hey, bro, I was off my seat, man. He had me off my seat. He had me celebrating like crazy. I've not seen Chelsea strikers do this in a minute, bro. I haven't seen Chelsea strikers do this in a long time. But as I'm saying, I feel completely validated, because I've always seen something in this guy that told me he can go to the top. I got so frustrated by all these videos and analysis I've been watching of guys talking about him playing left flank. People talking about him as if he's going to be like the expensive B-team squad tier guy behind the laps and other guys like that. People talking about him like he's going to be an attacking mid-style Joao Felix and Kunku style guy. And I was just thinking to myself, you don't know the player. You're only judging him based off how you see in the last manager. And I think the only regret is that the video I'd been working on for so long, because I wanted to put everyone onto his game, I was just not able to get it out how I wanted to. It was getting demonetized and blocked, which delayed it like crazy. And by the time I thought I finally sussed it out, it then gets blocked again. And I had to re-upload it, and of course the video just died. And it took like 5 days to work on. It sucks, but regardless, I hope enough of you guys now know what Joao Pedro is about. This guy's going to be our new striker alongside Liam Delap, and I think that's good, man. Honestly, I'm all here for this. I guess the player we have to talk about is going to be Nico Jackson. There was a particular moment when he comes on in the game. Incredible pressing, which he's very good at. His, does his stuff for the team to win the ball off the, I think the right back for Fluminense. He carries it inside the box, and instead of squaring to Cole Palmer, he takes a really tame effort at the near post. That is a difficult strike to pull off if the shooting mechanics and power isn't perfect, which means that you have to set your body up instantly. And his body wasn't in the right kind of like mechanical situation to really do justice to the effort he was going for. And you know why he did that, because you saw his teammate in Joao Pedro essentially put his marker in the team saying, listen, I'm the main guy right now. 3 goals he scored now in 1 hour of football for us, in key moments when he's just been here for like, what, a couple of days. Of course, Nico felt like he had to react in that moment, but this is where Nico just doesn't have that capability just yet. I think he's a great player. Listen, if we didn't sign Liam Delap, I would have happily had Nico and Joao Pedro, because I think Nico would have done better with competition. Sadly, Liam Delap is here, and for myself, now that I'm getting a bit, not cynical, but a bit, maybe harsher is the words, we can't have 3 strikers for one position. That makes no sense. And sadly, I feel like Nico will definitely be out the door right now. And I just think it's because maybe there's this little certain things in this game that he doesn't have compared to a Delap or compared to a Joao Pedro. And I think it does come down to the shooting. I think his all-round game is excellent. I actually believe Nico Jackson, when this guy is 26, 27, he will have a Drogba-like transformation, but you're going to see him as one of the top 4s in Europe. I really, really believe in that. It's just that I just don't think we have the time to wait for him to get there, now that we have Pedro and Liam Delap at the moment. And I think those little moments, like not squaring the ball to Cole Palmer, listen, when you don't square the ball, you have to score. And he should have opened his body up and hit it around the keeper. But again, in these particular moments, he just doesn't have those capabilities compared to his contemporaries that we've just signed right now. I'm just here to speak in a matter-of-fact type of way. So let's see what happens there, my friends. But anyway, I think I've kind of covered all the main talking points from the game today. A lot of other nice stuff in this game too. I thought Christo Nkunku, now that we got a taster of him playing a more deeper, involved role in the team, yeah, you can see what he offers. I thought his combination movements were really good. I thought his off-the-ball work was great. I think his use of the ball was very strong too. And it's just a shame that we've never really seen like Nkunku at his full capacity. It's a shame that last season he was forced to be the number 2 striker when he should never have played there. And it's a shame that we couldn't have seen these methods we're seeing from Maresca right now used last season, because I think Nkunku would have had more justice to really shine. But hopefully this boosts up his transfer value so Bayern can make a big bids. This is where we're at right now, you guys. It is what it is now. I like the fact too that Enzo Fernandez, he was at the heart of every move that got kickstarted. He's really becoming like a world-class midfield player. I'm seeing all these Lampard-esque elements. I was seeing him finally able to, not finally able, but seeing them influence the game from like a pre-phase type of view, where he was like finding switch balls to on-running runners in Gusto and Cucurella. They're the type of balls I want to see more of from Enzo Fernandez. He has the passing technique to unlock teams from these deeper positions. And one thing that's just, I think, world-class about his game at the moment, I have to say world-class, is his box arrivals. It's, I don't want Lampard-esque. Listen, I have to say Lampard-esque because of the quality and the regularity behind how he's doing it. Lampard is the very best, but the fact that Enzo Fernandez can kind of put himself in a place where he is ready to keep on mastering and improving that, it's exciting, because I really think, the work he's put in now over the last 2 years is really starting to shine. There were many occasions in that first half where we were attempting deep crosses and it was finding Enzo in the perfect position. I think it's a great weapon to have when you have that type of player who can affect the game off the ball and goals in the box are marked. And yeah, I think credit to Enzo Fernandez for really adding so many different things to his games right now. But you guys, man, this was a great performance. We're really just getting better and better and better. Fingers crossed Moises Caicedo is going to be fit and ready for the final, because we're going to need him. But right now, I'm feeling optimistic about our chances. And listen, we're the type of team that on our day, we can get a result against anyone. With this type of confidence and form behind this team this last like few months, yeah, we got to get behind our boys and fully back them all the way. So my friends, that's everything today. Share your thoughts and opinions on the game. Who was your stand-up player of the match, your stand-up moment? Let us know below, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow in more videos. Stay tuned. Cool.